Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this session. My name is Aishwarya Soni, and I'm working as a cybersecurity analyst since last 6 years. And I'm delighted to have this opportunity to speak with you guys. To us talking about today's topic, that is latest strategies for monitoring, detecting, and responding to cybersecurity threat. I'll be as we delve into our topic, I'll be giving you an insightful exploration about monitoring, detecting, and responding to cybersecurity threats that prevail in today's scenario. So, starting up, yeah. So, as we start with the presentation, we can see that the first thing that we have to know about cybersecurity threat is that how are we going to uh, the process that we would be following up to find out what is the cybersecurity threat in the organization. How are we going to monitor it, detect it, alert about it, and respond to it? So that there's a process. So the flowchart that I have attached over here. So this is like in big picture, this is a process like how it works. So first of all, we have the monitor thing. So monitoring is nothing but it's like continuously monitoring of the data at various different sources could be either your endpoints, your servers, or your mobile devices, whatever, or the entity. So monitoring these logs on various different sources is the first step when we are talking about cybersecurity threat detection process. Then the next thing comes is that after monitoring we have an option of detecting. So whenever we see there's any suspicious data access or data activity that we see, we will be detecting that particular thing, we will be analyzing that, and then after we will be alerting regarding it. So once we detect that there is a suspicious activity, we will be creating an alert out of it, on which the incident response team will be working. So as we can see here, there is an incident response team or a SOC team, that we can say that is security operations center team, that will be working on the alerts that are being triggered, the incidents that are being triggered. And after that, once there's an alert, or once we have that threat alert, or the incident we can say, then we have the next thing to respond. Now the team will be responding to that particular cyber security threat, and they will be providing data context, or if there is any automated workflow, they will be working, the automated workflows will be working to enable the swift investigation of the remediation. And if in case the automated workflows are not working, the security team will be manually working towards responding to that cyber security threat. So this is like an overall process of how the detection, investigation, and mitigation of the cyber security threats are being done. Now, moving on, we will be talking about various different topics. That is the three major topics in our today's session, that is monitoring, detecting, and responding to the cybersecurity threat. So, we will be discussing about them in brief in the coming slides. So, first, when we're talking about cyber security monitoring, so threat monitoring. So we for that we just want to know, first we want to know we have various tools, technologies, and strategies to monitor the cyber security threat in any organization, or in any in any scenario. We have various different tools and technologies to do that. But if we want to talk about this, first we should the first we should know that what is basically cybersecurity monitoring. So cybersecurity monitoring is it's a process of identifying and analyzing the security environment for any kind of breaches or a suspicious activity, behavior, or potential data breach that we can see. For that, we need to monitor the for any cybersecurity threat, and this involves observing network traffic, activity logs, endpoint devices that we have, servers. So all these kind of sources we have to monitor, for all these sources to get the threat that we find that is prevailing in the organization, and to also to proactively recognize the security anomalies. So that is one reason why security threat monitoring is required. Now, coming to the point that why it is crucial for an organization. So basically, in case of potential security vulnerabilities, or let's say in case of zero day attack. So we want to, like, in ever evolving cybersecurity world where the threats are evolving on an everyday basis. So every day there's a new kind of cybersecurity threat that we see. So we have to keep monitoring for new, like, for old cybersecurity threats that are already there, and also for the zero day threats that we see. So we have to continuously keep monitoring and enrich our data so that we can use that, and we can mitigate the cybersecurity threat that are prevailing or that could come to the organization. So that's the major reason why cybersecurity monitoring is required. And another thing is like data is basically the it's like an asset to the organization. It's the most important asset of the organization. So if there's any intruder who's trying to get to that particular data, that is one of the biggest that could be one of the biggest miss of the organization. So data is a very important thing and very important asset. So for securing that data as well, cyber security monitoring is very much required. So not just the data that is stored at a certain place, but the data that is in motion and data that is in transit. So three types of data, that is data in transit, data in motion, and data in moving. So all these are required. For all these we need cybersecurity monitoring. Right. So moving on, now we can see here, like I have jotted down few of the tools and technologies that we can use for cybersecurity monitoring. One is SIEM, IDS, log management tools, vulnerability scanner, network traffic analysis, security compliance, endpoint detection tools. So these are all the tools that we could use. So let's talk about little bit about all of these. So first is the SIEM is security integration and event management system. So security integration and event management is nothing but it's like a we can say it helps in maintaining a unified repository of various different security logs in real time. So like it captures the logs from various different sources in real time, and then it collects the data and it collects the logs at one specified place, and then it correlates all those events that it has already captured, and then it creates an alert, and that alert is a context rich suspicious alert. What is context rich suspicious activity or activity alert? That is, we have the complete details about the alert from that particular portal, the SIEM portal, that we get to from there we get to know that when the alert was being triggered, how it is flowing in the network, which are all the devices that it has affected or it is associated with, we can say. So all these information we can get through the same alert that is already triggered. So it's a very good tool for giving a context rich alerts. And basically, if we talk about the core functionalities of SIEM, it has centralized log management that we have talked, like it stores the logs and data at one particular place, then integrated threat intelligence for better threat detection, and then we have a behavioral analysis, then we have automated investigation for meaningful insight. So if there's an automated investigation, that reduces the work of security team as well. So if there are numerous amount of alerts that we see on an everyday basis, which of which we can create an automate which we can automate basically. So that is also possible with the help of SIEM solution. So that is a brief about SIEM. Now moving on to the IDS, that is intrusion detection system. So intrusion detection systems are like it serves as an early warning. We can say like it's an early warning for any unauthorized access, sort of threats like unauthorized access or abnormal network behavior. If there's any abnormalities found in the network, then any malware that is being found. So all those things we can see with the help of intrusion detection system, and it basically flags for any suspicious behavior that we see in the network. So if there's any, let's say if there's any suspicious activity being performed from an IP address that is not seen previously, and it's that IP address is basically very suspicious, that IDS is found, so it will flag it as a malicious activity, and we will be able to get that alert, and then with either with the help of the automated response, or with the help of manual thing that the SOC team does, will be able to mitigate that particular threat that we have got. Now, moving on to the next thing, next technology or tool that we have is vulnerability scanners. So, first of all, vulnerability is nothing but it's kind of a loophole in the loophole in basically in the apps or in any system or in any server or endpoint. So, vulnerability scanner, when we are talking about it, helps in scanning the endpoints or the applications on a continuous basis, and that helps in identifying if there's any kind of abnormal file activities or file changes or any suspicious activities observed on any endpoint, that would be captured in the vulnerability scanner scan report, and we will be alerted for that particular vulnerability scan that has been performed, and we will be able to see what are all the suspicious thing that is being seen in the scan. So that is one more thing that helps in monitoring the cybersecurity threat in the organization. Then we have endpoint detection tool. So endpoint detection tool, as the name suggests, it's basically used for endpoints in the organization. So endpoint detection and response system, it basically helps in providing the threat detection and response capabilities on endpoints like laptops, mobiles. Then we have cloud network. So as we are like doing work from home, like as that was prevailing since last 2 3 years, work from home, so we need to make sure that we are securing all the endpoints, made with the personal made with the laptops, made with the mobile phones, through which the users are accessing their Microsoft Teams or Outlook, or it could be any network or any of the cloud. So we need to make sure that in today's scenario we want to secure all and each and every endpoint that is there in the organization. So for that we make use of endpoint detection and response tools. So likewise we have network traffic analysis tools. So if there's any based on the network traffic, what are the IPs that are seen which is suspicious, or any other network activity that is found suspicious, that also we will be able to help will that I mean we can find it through the network traffic analysis tools. We'll be able to monitor that network, that particular network. So these are like the major tools and techniques that we can use for monitoring. Now moving on towards our detecting. So once we have monitored the network or in the organization, once we know how are we going to monitor it, and after monitoring we need to identify or we need to detect the cybersecurity threats if there is any suspicious activity observed. So we want to understand the strategies for detecting a cybersecurity threat. So I have listed down a few of the strategies that we can use to detect a cybersecurity threat. So one is the threat hunting, then endpoint detection and response, log analysis, user and entity behavior analysis, network analysis, threat intelligence feed. Then we again have SIEM solution that could be helpful in detecting a cybersecurity threat as well. Then we have a deception technology, and we have a cloud security monitoring. So a few of these we have already discussed, like endpoint detection and response. So EDR is the short form for this. So endpoint detection and response is nothing but it helps in identifying and detecting the threats on the endpoints. So let's say CrowdStrike is one of the tool that we can use. So likewise we have lots and lots of tools that we can use as an endpoint detection and response. And once like after monitoring, once we have like we see any suspicious activity, we will be able to detect it with the help of the EDR portal, the tools portal page. We will be able to get the insight about that particular alert. Likewise we have threat intelligence feed, network analysis. So if we talk about threat intelligence integration, this basically integrates the threat intelligence feeds from various reputed sources. So the sources have lots of details about the latest threats that is prevailing in the organization, that it has vulnerabilities, the attack techniques, and all based on the real time, all based on the latest scenario. So we have threat intelligence integration from these reputed sources, which has all the latest the latest threats and details about that. And we can use this threat intelligence to enrich our data and identify the indicators of compromise. Indicators of compromise, as in, um, and that means we can identify what are the points from where the attackers, like which the attackers can make use of, and they can move into your system, they can hack your system. So those are like the indicators of attack, like malicious IP, malicious URLs, or we can say malicious attachments in the email body. So these are the indicators of compromise that we see on an everyday basis. So to identify them, we need threat intelligence suite and threat hunting. Now EDR we have seen. After that we have SIEM solution, that we already know that it is a security event and information management. Then the new thing is deception technology. So deception technology for detecting cybersecurity threat, it's nothing but it is like a decoy systems that are being installed to lure the attackers, to lure the attacker, as in like we want them to show us like how are they going to attack our systems. So for that we create a trap for them. We create a system or a network or credentials just to lure them to attack that system. And once we know, like once they attack the system, we will be able to understand like uh, what is the mentality of the attacker, basically how they are thinking when they are attacking on any system. So and that particular if we get to know the mentality of the attackers, and we get to know how they think, that way we can enrich our threat intelligence data as well. So in future, if we want to, like we can add all those details in the threat intelligence suites, and we can like in future, like right now, if attacker is not able to attack your system, but later in some other organization also, he the attacker could be able to use that particular technique to get into the system. So if the threat intelligence feed data is enriched with that particular details, it would be very helpful and very easy for detecting the cybersecurity threat, even the zero day attacks also in some cases. Then the next thing that we have is the cloud security monitoring. So cloud security monitoring is like extending the monitoring capability, not just to the cloud as well, not just keeping it to the on premise, but to extend the monitoring capabilities to the cloud environment and cloud resources using the native security solutions. And we do have various different clouds like Azure, we have Google. So all these clouds, if we are making use of the resources of these clouds, then we have to make sure that these are also secured. So we have to detect the cyber security threat on these cloud as well. So we have to monitor the cyber security, we have to monitor the cloud resources as well in this case. So now moving on, once we have detected any cyber security threat, we need to like we need to identify like how are we going to mitigate them. But before that, I have listed down a few tools that we can use for monitoring and detecting purpose. So if you're talking about network security tools, we have as we have IDS and network traffic analysis, we have vulnerability scanners. So we can see here like for vulnerability scanner, there's a tool called Nessus. If we talk about intrusion detection system, we have the tools called Snort, we have Zeek. Likewise, we have it for endpoint security. Like if you talk about EDR, as I've told, we can use CrowdStrike, Falcon. So likewise, we have list of so many of the tools. Like it depends on what we are trying to achieve. So if we're trying to achieve an endpoint security and we want an endpoint tool, we can make use of the tools mentioned over here: antivirus, anti-malware. If we want SIEM tool, we can make use of Splunk, IBM QRadar. Likewise, we have the a list of complete tools and technologies that we can use. Now, moving on, we have incident response plan. So now that we have been monitoring the organization network, and we have detected a cyber security threat in the organization. Now we want to respond to that particular cyber security threat, and for that we need to have a proper response plan for that. So incident is nothing but it's a kind of alert or threat that we see in the organization. So we can see the first thing that we have is the incident response plan that we need to create to work towards any cybersecurity threat. So it has six steps. In incident response plan we need to follow six steps, basically. So first is the prepare, then we have to identify, contain, eradicate, recover, and lessons learned. So the first thing that is prepare is that we have to understand, and we have to understand the scenario in the organization. We have to make a proper incident response plan. We have to prepare a response plan towards how are we going to how are we going to respond to a cybersecurity threat. That we have to first, for that we have to prepare a plan. Then next is to identify any cybersecurity threat. We can make use of various different detection tools to identify any of the cyber security threat that we see in the organization. Then we have containment and eradication. So containment is nothing but it's implementing containment measures to prevent further speeding of that particular threat. So from spreading of that particular, let's say it's a case of malware, spreading the malware in the network further, or any of such sort of activities, if we want to contain, if we want to stop them, this step will be for that will be required for that. Now we have come to the next step, that is eradicate. So eradicate is nothing but we have to identify the root cause of the analysis. What has led to this particular cybersecurity threat? So what was the root cause of it, because of which the alert was triggered, because of which the system was uh, it was intruded by someone. So we have to get to the root of it, and we have to understand, and we have to create a data out of it, which data and a document out of it, which we can help in for future also if the same kind of alert that we see. Then we have recover, and we have lessons learned. So recover is nothing but it is a remediation that we would be following, and it's a deploying a remediation plan, like patching of any software, or patching of any vulnerability, or any endpoint. So likewise we have so many different methods of recovering. Like if we see any vulnerability, we have to patch that. So or any software that is not updated to the latest version, we have to make sure what it is, and we have to work towards that. So that comes under mitigation and responding. And last is the lessons learned. So lessons learned is nothing but we have to understand what has happened in this particular scenario. Like for any particular alert, we have to understand from the first step itself, that what has happened, what has led to that particular alert, and how it was being flowing in the network, what are the things that it has affected. So likewise we have to contain, we have to take the complete details, and we have to understand that what are the next steps that we have to take, so that it doesn't happen in the future. So we have to learn from our alerts that we have worked on, or the threat that we have resolved or responded to. So that is the last step of responding towards a cybersecurity threat. Now, moving on, we have latest strategies for responding to cybersecurity threat. So one is orchestration and automation. Another one is incident response playbooks. We have collaborative response. We have threat intelligence integration. We have containment and mitigation. Then we have forensic and investigations. We have communication and reporting. We have learning and improvement. So all these are the strategies that we can use to respond towards any cybersecurity threat. So if we are talking about orchestration and automation, it's nothing but implementing. When we're implementing SOAR, orchestration and automation, that is security orchestration and automation, that is SOAR platform, to automate incident response workflows, playbooks. So whenever we have created any playbooks or any logic for uh, working towards any thread that's already seen. So whenever we are automating any response to cybersecurity threat via playbook or via workflows or any repetitive task, then that could be done with the help of orchestration and automation. Now, incident response playbook is nothing but it is an automation that helps in identifying the cybersecurity threat, and there is no manual intervention required, and it will be completely automated, and the remediation will be done for that particular alert. So likewise we have threat intelligence feed as threat intelligence integration also. So integrating with threat intelligence to understand, like uh, I mean, the integration helps in understanding, like it has a rich data set, so we can make use of that data set for responding to any cybersecurity threats. Now, after that, if we move on to our next slide, that is the last slide of our presentation, that is the best practice for effective threat detection and response. So now that we have seen how the threat is being monitored, threat is being detected, and it is being remediated. So this is the complete process, but we want to understand, there are few best practices that we have to follow, so as to avoid the cybersecurity threat in the first place itself. So rather than working towards or waiting for any cybersecurity threat to happen, we should follow a process wherein we are we are that much effective that the cybersecurity, no one is able to intrude our system, like threat doesn't happen itself in the first place. So for that, we have certain best practices that we should follow to maintain the security. So first among that is conduct regular vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So for any endpoints, let's say if you're doing vulnerability scans on an everyday basis, we will be able to understand that these are the softwares that need patching, or whatever things are happening on that particular endpoint, we will be able to get a list of the details of those activities. And anything suspicious, we can understand through vulnerability assessment, what patches required, anything of those sort of activities, we will be able to understand through vulnerability assessments. Then we have implementing a comprehensive incident response plan. So we have seen an incident response plan. Now we want to implement a proper incident response plan, so as to mitigate the incidents properly or the threats properly. Then we have determine a clear escalation part. So if there's anything that needs intervention of some other team to work for, like we have identity and access management team, we have firewall team, so anything. So if we want to understand if it is an issue related to firewall, or it's an issue related to identity, we need to identify that and we need to escalate it to the proper team immediately, without wasting a time and without making that threat to spread. Then we have automated threat response. Then automated threat response helps wherein this reduces the manual intervention, and everything is automated. The risk are being automated, and everything is done automatically, and the response is being the SOC team or the team that is working towards the cybersecurity threats, that is being reduced to a great extent. Then implementing a continuous monitoring plan and training the employees and promoting the security awareness internally within the organization is the last step, which is the best practice to make sure that everybody in the organization is aware what is cybersecurity threat, how are we going to make sure that this doesn't happen. And there are other examples as well, like what is phishing and all those. So training the employees towards that and promoting the security awareness is the last best practice that we can follow. And with that, we have come to end of the session. And if you I hope I was able to give a brief about this detection and response thing. And if there's any query, please do let me know. Thank you.